Danish, good morning and welcome on YourPedia.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for hosting me.
Okay, Danish, it's my pleasure to have you on YourPedia, and I'm sure our this interaction is going to be very, very useful for thousands of youngsters who aspire to pursue career through academics and higher education. So, let me give you a very brief, introduction to all the viewers. You are from Jammu and Kashmir, and you are graduate from very prestigious northernmost NIT, most beautiful campus, in India, that is NIT Srinagar. And after graduating from there, you chose to go for direct PhD in IIT Madras, NIF ranking 1, Danish.
Yes, sir.
And not only that, you are doing PhD in such a way that you are also availing Prime Minister Research Fellowship, which is very prestigious and coveted scholarship. And now you've got very, very prestigious DAR scholarship, which German scholarship is offered for pursuing your research in top universities in Germany. So, Danish, there are a couple of things which obviously I'll be discussing with you, and they will be very, very helpful for students. And I request all the viewers who are listening to us today to watch this video in totality. If they are in hurry, they should go and come back with full time and listen to this video, because a lot of information will be there in this video. So, Danish, I start with your background. Please tell us which part of India, which part of Jammu and Kashmir you are from, and when did you do your graduation from prestigious NIT Srinagar, and then why, how you decided, okay, let's go for direct PhD, and how was that journey?
Sir, first of all, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share my academic journey with the students via your portal. I hope this will be helpful for a lot of students, and my journey will inspire a lot of students for pursuing higher education directly after their bachelor's. So, about my regarding my introduction, myself Danish Bashir. I am from Srinagar district from Jammu and Kashmir. I have done my basic schooling from Srinagar itself. Then after that, I got the admission in civil engineering department in National Institute of Technology, Srinagar. After that, when I was in the last year of my bachelor's, I was committed for doing the research. So while exploring the different avenues where I can apply for the research directly after BTech, I came to know about the direct PhD program offered by different IITs. Mm, After that, I applied to different IITs. Since my CGPA was also good in my bachelor's itself, that gave me an opportunity for applying to direct PhD to different IITs. So initially, I applied to IIT Gandhinagar, and luckily, I was selected in IIT Gandhinagar itself in the first round itself. Then after that, I applied to IIT Madras, and I was selected to IIT Madras as well in Structural Engineering Division, Department of Civil Engineering. So between IIT Gandhinagar and IIT Madras, I decided to opt for IIT Madras because of the obvious reasons, being the NIRF one in the rankings, as well as the Structural Engineering Department at this IIT Madras is considered one of the primary structural engineering divisions in India. So opted for IIT Madras. Then after that, I came to know about a very prestigious scholarship or the highest paying scholarship in our India, that is Prime Minister's Research Fellowship. So I applied for Prime Minister's Research Fellowship, for which I have to do a lot of requirements from myself, from my institute side, and from my supervisor side. I completed all of those requirements, and luckily, I was blessed that I got the Prime Minister Research Fellowship in the first round itself. So my Prime Minister's Research Fellowship started from my first year of PhD itself. Since I was the direct PhD scholar, and the duration of my PhD is for complete 5 years, so my direct Prime Minister Research Fellowship will be for 5 years, starting from the first year itself. And since right now, while we are having this interaction, I have completed almost 3 years of my PhD program. So I have completed all my coursework here at IIT Madras. I have completed my all the examination requirements like the comprehensive examination. I have completed my research proposal seminar as well, and I am hoping to give my second seminar. That's We have two seminars here at IIT Madras. I'm hoping to give it in the next year. for after completing few of the requirements. So completing my direct PhD admission, then coming to the PMRF research fellowship. Then I was, I mean to say, I was blessed to know about this another fellowship that I can travel abroad and spend half of my PhD journey there and complete my other requirements of PhD there as well. What we know as DART fellowship, as most of the students don't know about these opportunities. I want to let know students that it's not only DART's fellowship that we can do our half of our PhD in the other universities abroad. There are a lot of fellowships as well, like Fulbright Nehru Fellowship is there, Commonwealth Fellowship is there, DART Fellowship is there. Out of that, I found DART Fellowship very beneficial, and I started compiling the documents, collecting the different documents at my side, at my institute side, and from my supervisor side as well. After collecting all the documents, I applied for the DART Fellowship, and luckily I was selected for the DART Fellowship for 1 year to spend at Leibniz University, Leibniz University at Hanover in Germany. So in DART fellowship, I am having a provision to extend it up to 2 years. So since my PhD has left only 2 years for its completion, I am planning to spend these 2 years at LUH Hanover, Germany. So this was the basic complete introduction regarding my academic journey,
Wonderful.
starting from direct PhD.
Wonderful. So, very, nicely summarized entire journey. But yeah, I'll be asking you a couple of, things related
Yes,
to
sir.
whatever you said, Danish. First, about your, graduation days in NIT Srinagar. Very
Yes, sir.
briefly, we want to know how you spent your engineering in NIT Srinagar. And what I want to know is like project and internship, because graduation is very, very important
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
stage in entire career, and students tend to sometimes ignore certain things. So दानिश, योर इनपुट ऑन दैट, प्रोजेक्ट और इंटर्नशिप का क्या रोल होता है अपने बीटेक में, और आपका स्टे कैसा था एनआईटी श्रीनगर में?
Yeah, so I completely understand your question. Like, what students usually tend to do is that they take this internship and as well as the BTech project very lightly. So
Yes.
most of the students just spend their time doing very little stuff in the either in their internship or as well as research project or project BTech project. But I want to mention here is that it is very mandatory for a student if he is aiming for going into the research, he should get the idea what research internship is or what research project is. So I was very lucky that I got an introduction with one of the with one of the professors in my NIT Srinagar, Dr. Fayaz Ahmed Sofi. I told him that I am having plans of joining a PhD directly after my BTech. So I got the options of the direct PhD, but for that I should have some research profile as well, or some my research project should look like in that way. So he told me that yes, if you are so much motivated and dedicated for the research itself, I will give you some research project that will help you in securing admission in IITs. So he gave me the research project, and from the last year itself, that is the 4th year of our BTech, I was focusing on that research project itself. So completing different small things at very small steps. Like first, I came to know that what research paper is itself. I came to know what are conference papers, how is conference paper different from research paper. I started reading different research papers with the help of my supervisor at NIT Srinagar, and then he gave me a project on bridge engineering, and
Okay.
I was successfully able to complete that project in bridge engineering. And I want to mention here one important thing is that since I was having in my mind that I have to do my PhD in structural engineering division, because I was very fascinated by structural engineering, structural analysis, design of structures in the BTech level itself after studying the different courses in BTech. So I thought, why not to pursue the BTech project in the structural engineering itself that will help me to secure admission in structural engineering division. So I took the project in structural engineering division and got this professor Fayaz Ahmed Sofi sir, and I completed that project. That was a bit research oriented itself, and that gave me the idea in a bigger sense what research is and what exactly we have to do in research. Regarding research, regarding the internship, I did very basic internship at my home state only, Like everyone does the research internship. For civil engineering, we do the research internship, like this internship, like on-site internship, like we go to different construction sites and learn different things. That was the basic thing in the internship. But regarding the research project or the BTech project, I made sure that it was completely research oriented, and I was well aware of the different things that I have to, that will be coming to me in future while I will be doing the actual research.
Wonderful. So, needless to say, BTech project is very, very crucial. And if you, start working with your supervisor in a good way, so you can even publish the papers, and that is very, very helpful. And I would like to link it with your selection in direct PhD, Danish. So,
Yes, sir.
how correct I am if I say that if you have done your project very nicely, then, and also we know that NITs are centrally funded technical institute. Even if you don't write GATE, you can get call from IITs for direct PhD kind of courses if your CGPA is good and if your project work is good. So my question to you is like when you got selected in IIT Gandhinagar and IIT Madras for direct PhD, how much weightage of your this credentials like your BTech project or internship was there in your ultimate selection?
Sir, you asked an important question. Like, since I am from NIT and it's a centrally funded technical institute, students from NITs don't require to write GATE and then
Yes.
secure the admission in direct PhD programs.
Yeah.
So once I was applying for different IITs, and I gave the interview for the few of the IITs like IIT Madras, IIT Gandhinagar, and IIT Bombay as well. The first of the thing they asked is, what is your BTech project about? What you have done in your BTech project? So once I was explaining the different things and different aspects of my BTech project, they started asking questions from the BTech project itself. Yeah, they asked the basics of my courses as well, basic fundamentals of the civil engineering as well as they asked some mathematics as well. But the core that made the selection in different IITs, that was the BTech project itself. Yeah, it
Okay.
helped a lot. If
Yes,
you
sir.
have done your BTech project very nicely, it will help you a lot in securing the admission in different IITs.
Okay, Danish, how do you define a good BTech project? What credential, what ingredient should be there in the project जिसको आप बोलें कि साहब ये अच्छा BTech project है क्या होना चाहिए उसके अंदर?
Yeah, I want to mention here is there is an important role of a supervisor for deciding a good BTech project. Like if your supervisor gives you a very normal BTech project, like some thesis which has been already published by some MTech student or PhD student, he just wants you to replicate those results or get some stuff here and there, blah blah blah. I will not call that a
Good
good
project.
BTech project. A good BTech project in itself is a project that has not been done by any MTech student, not any PhD student, or not it has been published. Like I think here there is a core responsibility of the BTech project BTech supervisor as well, because he at that level he only knows what a good project is and what a good bad project is. Like at that stage, myself, I was not able to differentiate between a good BTech project and a bad research project, because my research level or the research potential was not enhanced at that level that I can differentiate between the two things. So I was blessed. Like I already told you, I had a very good BTech supervisor. So he gave me a very good BTech project on bridge engineering. So I was very able to do very good in that BTech project, and was finally got that BTech project to be oriented in a research sense. That helped me to secure the admission.
Wonderful.
So
Now,
in
Danish,
short, I
yeah.
will tell it is your BTech supervisor. Who will decide what your BTech project should look like. Yes, sir.
तो अपने सुपरवाइजर को पूरी तरह से फॉलो करो और जो बता रहे हैं उसको फॉलो करो एंड
Exactly, sir.
इवेंचुअली इट विल टर्न अप टू बी अ गुड प्रोजेक्ट.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, Danish, now coming to direct PhD. There are so many students who are confused about why direct PhD, why not MTech? And they have apprehension also कि अगर साहब MTech नहीं किया तो शायद PhD complete चीज नहीं हो पाएगा because BTech का
Yes,
MTech
sir.
होना चाहिए फिर PhD होना चाहिए. So I'll ask this question to you directly that when you went for direct PhD, why you did not think of MTech first and did you miss something by not doing MTech? क्या उसका career में बाद में impact होता है? Let's say like if I want to become professor in IITs later on or NITs later on, my not having MTech, will that be kind of hindrance in my becoming professor somewhere?
Yes, sir. There are a few points that I want to mention as an answer of your question, that why direct PhD, why not going for MTech?
MTech.
So I want to mention that I had already also given GATE, so I would have been able to secure admission in the MTech in
MTech
different
also.
IITs as well. But while I was looking at different options for doing PhD, I thought that the first option or the first good thing that comes to the direct PhD is that it saves your time. Like if you do MTech and then PhD, the nominal or the normal time for your MTech is first 2 years and then PhD is 4 years. If everything goes well, then you spend a total time span of 6 years in completing your MTech and PhD degrees. While looking at the direct PhD program, so this program is for a time span of 5 years. So if you do all the things well, do all your assignments, do all your seminars and all examinations on your time, so hopefully you will be able to do your PhD within 5 years or 4.5 years itself. So in totality or cumulative, you will say 1 year. So time factor was an important parameter for me, that I opted for direct PhD irrespective of this regular PhD or going for MTech in different IITs. And one important thing is that if you join MTech, then you have to do your coursework first, and then you will be given you a small MTech project that you have to complete. But since research was already planted in my mind itself, direct PhD gives you an opportunity to start your research itself from the first semester of the PhD.
Understood.
So side by side, you will be doing your coursework of the direct PhD, and you will be starting your research from the first year itself. That is the second most important point. And regarding your question whether it will have any effect on your place on getting your securing your job as an assistant professor in NIT or IITs, I want to say you that there is not any issue in that, because what IITs offer is that while you are doing direct PhD, they at the end of your direct PhD, when you complete all the requirements, they will give you 2 degrees, not a single degree. That is, the first is MS degree and another degree is the PhD degree. So compiling both of two comprise the direct PhD program. So there is not any issue that whether anyone will ask you at the end of your degree, you have not done the masters, you will not get the job. No, you will have your masters as well as PhD, and combined we called it as a direct PhD program.
वंडरफुल सो मैं इसको इस तरीके से देखता हूँ दानिश, दैट इफ अ स्टूडेंट इज एकेडमिकली ओरिएंटेड, रिसर्च ओरिएंटेड, एंड ही हैज ऑलरेडी डिसाइडेड कि साहब मेरे को रिसर्च में चाहे एकेडमिक्स में चाहे कॉर्पोरेट में, लेकिन रिसर्च में करियर बनाना है, तो आई थिंक हिज डायरेक्ट पीएचडी विल सेव हिम टाइम आल्सो, एंड मे बी स्कॉलरशिप इज आल्सो बोथ. समटाइम आई टेल स्टूडेंट्स दैट एमटेक में स्कॉलरशिप और पीएचडी स्कॉलरशिप डिफरेंट है, एंड आपको स्कॉलरशिप भी ज्यादा मिलेगा, एंड फ्रॉम द वेरी फर्स्ट डे यू आर फोकस्ड ऑन योर रिसर्च वर्क. तो डेविएशन का चांस नहीं है. मतलब एमटेक के बाद ऐसा भी हो सकता है आपको प्लेसमेंट मिला, आप डेविएट हो गए. दैट इज टिपिकल माय स्टोरी एक्चुअली. आफ्टर एमटेक आई वांटेड टू डू पीएचडी बट आई गॉट डीआरडीओ, आई वेंट देयर. मैं उसको डिस्ट्रैक्शन मानता था बिकॉज इवेंचुअली आई केम बैक फॉर पीएचडी. तो वो भी एक अच्छी चीज है कि आप पहले दिन से फोकस्ड हो, और जैसा हमने बताया कि रिसर्च पे काम करना स्टार्ट कर देते हो पहले दिन से, तो वो एक अच्छी चीज है. तो वेरी वेल एक्सप्लेन्ड दानिश. अब दानिश, मेरा नेक्स्ट आपसे जो क्वेश्चन है बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, और ये बहुत ज्यादा एक रिक्वायर्ड इंफॉर्मेशन है. मेनी स्टूडेंट्स कीप ऑन आस्किंग एंड टेलिंग मी दैट सर come out with PMRF details. I mean, Prime Minister Research Fellowship एक wonderful scholarship है, and we are thankful to government के ऐसे scholarship government लेके आती है, और भी लाने चाहिए ऐसे. That will promote the culture of research in our country. Yes, now I want Danish you to tell us in detail about PMRF होता क्या है, and what I want to know about that is, एक तो इसमें जो आपका क्राइटेरिया है किसको मिलता है ये आप बताएंगे, और दूसरा कि इसमें स्कॉलरशिप कितना है, किस स्टेज पे ये मिलता है, कौन सी स्टेज पे स्टूडेंट इसको अवेल कर सकते हैं, और इसके क्या क्या अदरवाइज बेनिफिट हैं. तो अगर किसी ने सोचा है कि मेरे को पीएमआरएफ लेना है, तो हाउ ही और शी कैन ग्रूम हिमसेल्फ ड्यूरिंग देयर पीएचडीज.
Okay, sir. So regarding the PMRF, it is Prime Minister's Research Fellowship Scheme. Yes. So it was launched by Union Government Ministry of Education in 2014, and the aim of this scholarship was only that to attract the talent, or to attract the good minds of our country to do the research in India itself. Because it's a very normal practice, or it's very common among the students. If they are brilliant in the academics, brilliant in doing research, they usually tend, or they usually get attracted to lucrative scholarships offered by the other countries like US and Europe. Like this Prime Minister Research Fellowship was only launched with this idea that it will attract the students, since the fellowship is all very healthy and all the other research benefits are also very lucrative. So it was launched with this aim only, that the students that the talent should not go outside India, and they should pursue their PhDs in technical universities in India itself. So this PMRF is offered by IITs and some NITs, I guess, as well. I don't know exactly, and a few of the universities as well, AMU or some other universities. So what happens in PMRF is that there are two options for this PMRF. First is the direct PhD can apply for this PMRF, as well as regular PhD can apply for this PMRF. So since I'm a direct PhD student, I will get into a deeper detail regarding the direct PhD scheme as well. So what you have to do is that for the PMRF, first thing is that once you have to get your admission in an IIT, first of the step. Once you got the admission in the IIT, it means that you are eligible for PMRF. Because without IIT, you are not eligible for PMRF and at first place itself. So after getting the admission, you have to get in contact with your supervisor as soon as possible and decide on a research project that I will be doing this research project. I will be having 1, 2, 3 ABCD objectives that I will be completing in my PhD. So from that research project, draft a very nice research proposal. That is the research proposal that we will be giving to the PMRF authorities, and those PMRF authorities will be deciding whether this proposal is capable of generating some good research or not, whether this proposal is capable of generating some product or not. So they will decide whether they will fund your proposal or not. It is totally an independent body. PMRF is an independent body that decides on these proposals. So there are some academic criteria as well for direct PhD scheme. Your CGPA should be more than 8.5 in your BTech if you are applying directly after BTech in the first semester itself, or there is one more. So if you got the chance in applying the first semester itself, your CGPA should be more than 8.5. So second chance is, if you miss the first chance, you will have one more chance. You do the coursework at your IIT, get very nice CGPA in that coursework, like take the 4 courses in the first semester itself, get a very nice CGPA in that, and then apply for PMRF again, second time. And in that, your PhD CGPA or direct PhD CGPA will be considered for the shortlisting, not your BTech CGPA. And best of the 4 courses will be selected for selection. That is the second point you mentioned about the requirement. And one more important thing is that you have to draft in your PMRF documents is the statement of purpose. SOP is very necessary. Draft a very nice SOP. So and SOP, I will want to give you a hint. What you have to do in the SOP is that it is just a statement of purpose. What is your purpose of applying for PMRF? What is your basic introduction? Why you have been attracted to the research? What are your potentials? What you will be doing in research, and why PMRF only? Why you don't opt it for other fellowships? You have to mention that in SOP. And eventually, what PMRF will get you if they will fund you, what PMRF will get you. That is the basic things you have to mention in SOP. Just keep it simple, keep it clear, and keep the thought process very clear in the SOP. Don't lie in SOP. That is the important thing. And research proposal as well. I told you, you have to take your take the help of your guide at utmost level. Try to draft a very nice research proposal. Make sure that your research proposal seems realistic, that is, it seems achievable. Like, you don't put any objectives that you cannot achieve in your PhD. Put very nice 2-3 objectives in the research proposal. I'm sure that if you have 8.5, more than 8.5 CGPA, a nice research proposal and a nice SOP, you will definitely get PMRF. Because I see the students are lacking these skills of drafting research proposals, SOPs.
Mm.
If your SOP and research proposal stands out of the bulk students, you will eventually get PMR. So
Mm.
regarding the scholarship for direct PhD program, you will get a scholarship for 5 years, and it is break it down into three segments. Segment one for first 2 years, segment two for middle third year, and segment three for final 2 years. For first 2 years, you will get a stipend of 70,000, and for middle year you will get a stipend of 75,000, and for and 2 years you will get a stipend of 80,000, which is very huge considering the expenses in India, and considering the different scholarships in the India itself. It's very nice amount for a PhD student. And apart from this, you will get a yearly research allowance of 2 lakh. It's a very huge amount. Research allowance, you can use that for your conference fees, you can use for that for your journal fees, you can use for traveling abroad, or booking tickets, whatever you want. You can use for it stationery, you can use it for buying tablets, buying laptops, buying electronics, whatever you need, you can use it for. You have to get the consent from your supervisor that I'm buying following things with my contingency, can I buy it? Yeah, he will definitely approve those orders, and you can buy from the contingency. That's one of the important things in this PMRF scheme.
Okay, so Danish very nicely explained everything about PMRF. दो तीन points हैं जो मैं पूछूंगा. One,
Yes,
is
sir.
there any interview also the moment you apply and you get shortlisted? Is there any interview for getting this PMRF?
Okay, sir. So once this PMRF scheme was initially launched in 2014, so for the first year itself, there were interviews conducted. So after your research proposal gets shortlisted for the interview, then you have to go to the interview, and then you will be selected. And there was one more provision in that. After interview, once you are selected already in one IIT, then they give you an option of the IITs, which IIT you have to choose again from the IIT you are selected to apply early. So now that system is abolished, PMRF has come with the new rules and regulations that it is dependent on the selection of the SOP, selection of the research proposal, and directly you will get your scholarship award letter on
तो अभी
that
इंटरव्यू नहीं
basis.
होता.
No
Interview is
interview
not.
is required now. Not required.
ओके ओके वंडरफुल वंडरफुल. अच्छा दानिश, आईआईटी मद्रास में टोटल खर्चा कितना हो जाता है? सिंस यू मेंशन अबाउट द स्कॉलरशिप, तो हाउ मच इज द एक्सपेंडिचर, हॉस्टल और सारा मिल मिला के कितना आपका एक्सपेंडिचर होता है आईआईटी मद्रास में?
So, if I will tell you about the hostel fees and
फीस
tuition
एंड ऑल.
fees, so per semester, I think we have a tuition fee of 13,000, and something 23,000 or 25,000 hostel plus mess fees. So somewhere for per semester, we spend less than 40,000 or 35,000 something.
Less than
So
40,000 per semester is the expenditure. That's it.
yeah, expenditure.
That means you can save huge in PMRF. अगर
Yeah,
PMRF मिल
that's
गया,
true.
मैं इसलिए पूछ रहा हूँ because there are so many students who need to send money back home because they
Yeah,
belong to
that's
very humble
true.
background. So I think
That's
you can
true.
save money and you can help your parents. It is like a job
Yeah,
only.
absolutely. It's like a job. And the important thing is that on your PMRF scholarship, no
No
taxes
tax.
are. There are no taxes.
No taxes.
Whatever the scholarship is mentioned in your award letter, like 70,000, you get 70,000 credited in your account on the 31st itself or 29th itself.
Yeah, wonderful. So you're a rich man, Danish. Needless to say that.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So अभी आप जब डार्ट स्कॉलरशिप लेके आप जर्मन जा रहे हैं, जर्मनी जा रहे हैं, तो
Yes,
डार्ट
sir.
स्कॉलरशिप भी मिलेगा, तो पीएमआरएफ का क्या होगा? Will you get PMRF also, or the next 2 years you will get DART scholarship only?
So the rule is there for the scholarship is that you cannot have two scholarships simultaneously. So if you are enrolled in the German university, you will be the scholarship from the IIT Madras or the Indian university will be stopped until you are getting the scholarship from the German university. So one of the scholarships will be stopped. So for my case, PMRF will be stopped for a period of first year initially.
Okay, Danish. So after getting information about PMRF, which I'm very sure students will be very, they will get benefited through this, and they will be knowing a lot about this through your inputs. So now I'm coming to DART scholarship. See, what I was aware, like DART scholarship is given for someone who is doing MTech and he wants to go abroad for MTech only for one semester. That is during our time, 9 months ke liye they used to send you for MTech in some universities in
Yes,
Germany.
sir.
बीटेक वाला बच्चे को भी स्कॉलरशिप मिलता है, डार्ट स्कॉलरशिप, दैट आल्सो आई नो, बट पीएचडी में मिलता है, दैट आई वाज नॉट अवेयर, मच अवेयर. सो आई वुड लाइक टू नो फ्रॉम यू दानिश दैट डार्ट स्कॉलरशिप क्या है, how much is the scholarship, tell us in detail about DAR scholarship also. Maybe MTech students are also listening to you, BTech also listening, PhD also listening. तो overall DAR है क्या, और PhD में इसको आपको कैसे मिल सकता है, what are the credentials required?
Okay, sir. So DAAD scholarship is offered is offered if you are planning to have a research day or spending some part of your PhD or some part of your MTech in German universities only. So that is for German universities only. Similarly, we have other scholarships like Nehru Fulbright scholarship. It is for if you want to spend your research part of your research in US universities or US universities only. So DOT is given for BTech students, MTech students, as well as PhD students as well. So, and DOT, what you can do is that you can go to the German university. You can spend the time of your research project there using the facilities, either experimental or computational facilities there. You can take the benefit of those and can add a huge value to your research. That's a very huge value. So what is important in that is that you should have a collaborator, or your supervisor should have some collaboration in the German universities. So after having the collaboration, then you have to prepare your documents for the DART scholarship. So there are different dates for the different scholarship. I will talk about the DART PhD as well as DART MTech. DART MTech and DART PhD have a very similar set of documents and a similar set of eligibility criteria. For MTech, what is important, what I have seen, the trend they are following is that in MTech, if you are a topper in your class, like your CGPA is the highest, it stands out highest among the class, you will easily get the DART scholarship for MTech. You need not have any research papers or the journal papers for the getting MTech DART scholarship. So it's very basic for that. You will get it for 6 months, go there and come back. You will not get an extension for that as well. And you will get something stipend of something 900 euros or 1000 euros. I am not fully sure about that. But coming to that PhD scholarship, we call it as binationally supervised doctoral degree program. That is, there are two nations that are supervising your doctoral program. One home university in India and one host university in Germany. That is why it's called as binationally supervised, or we call it as a sandwich program as well. Because sandwich, why sandwich? Because some part of your PhD you spent in home university in India, then some part in Germany, and then one part coming back to India, right? Your thesis and giving your defense in India. So somewhere this research project at Germany is sandwiched between the two time spans. That is why we call it as sandwich program itself. So for sandwich program or the binationally supervised doctoral degrees, importantly, you need to have a collaborator in Germany itself. After talking with the collaborator and deciding on a research project, and you have to apply for a DART. I want to mention here that for every year, the deadline for applying the DART scholarship is October 20th. It is not changing from past 7 to 8 years. It's exactly same year. 20th October is the important date mentioned here. And if you are want to apply for DART scholarship, start your application process at least 2 months before, because it takes a lot of time for your applications, for your documents to get compiled and to get signed from everywhere, each and everywhere, either from your home supervisor or host supervisor. It takes a lot of time. Collect all your documents. Now you will tell me what documents are required. If you just search binationally supervisor doctoral degrees or put DART in the front, you will get everything there. You will get the list of documents, you will get the stipends or entitlements you will be getting, you will be getting the information about the research allowance, you will be getting the information about the spouse allowance, you will be getting the information about the mobility allowance, everything. So now I will tell you the benefits about and benefits you will be getting in the DART scholarship is that firstly, you will be going to the host university, whatever university it will be in Germany. You will be studying it there for a period of 1 year that can be extended to up to 18 months, that is 1.5 years or 2 years can be extended. That will be decided by your home and host supervisor and by the DART committee itself. Then there you will get an good stipend of 1,300 euros. Initially, it was 1,200 euros. You will be getting a stipend of 1,300 euros per month once you will reach the German university. Moreover, you will get your tickets covered going from home university to the German university and coming from German university to the home university. All your tickets will be covered, and then you will be getting a research allowance of something 500 euros or 1,000 euros that you can spend on experiments or anything you want to buy in Germany. And one important thing for those who are married, there are a lot of married scholars. If they want to bring their spouse along with them to German universities, they have a option of spouse allowance as well. Like their spouse also gets an allowance for tickets and other accommodation there as well. There is spouse allowance as well. Apart from this, there is an allowance for your supervisor as well. Your supervisor from the home university gets an allowance to go to the German university and spend some time there, maybe 10 or 15 days. And your German supervisor gets an allowance to come to your defense in the home university, and he gets the allowance for that as well. So these are the basic allowance that you get in Dart scholarship. And all in all, I will say that it's a very prestigious and esteemed scholarship, because you cannot see these type of allowance in another scholarships as well. In other scholarship, you just get a monthly stipend. That is all. No other scholarship covers your air tickets. No other scholarship covers your research allowance. So this is the basic crux of this Dart scholarship.
Okay, so wonderfully explained again, Danish, everything about that. But I would like to ask you, like you are PMRF scholar, you are
Yes, sir.
getting a scholarship in India also, and that is quite a
Yes,
good
sir.
scholarship. So
Yes.
by going to Germany for Dart scholarship, and as you mentioned, 1,300 euro,
Yes, sir.
will there be anywhere loss of scholarship for you? Because यहाँ पे भी अच्छा मिल रहा है, वहाँ पे भी तुम्हें मिल रहा है, तो वहाँ जाने के बाद तुम्हारा लॉस होगा या सेम है?
Sir, I want to mention here that obviously you are not you are going abroad, so expenses will be higher than India.
Yes.
So India is a wonderful country, and our expenses here are very normal. We can spend our life within 30-35,000 easily here. But once you will move outside India, the case is not similar.
Expenditure.
So yeah, expenditure is more. Expenditure bahar bahut hai. So we have to sacrifice one thing. If we want to get a bloom in our research project, if we want to get a bloom in our PhD, so we have to move outside our home university, go to the host university, German university, and use the good experimental facilities, computational facilities there well. So the small sacrifice that we can make on the stipend, that our stipend will be more, I mean to say that utilize it there. So in short, savings come होगी, but not that much amount. It will not be affected. मगर अगर हम दूसरी side से देखेंगे, what we are getting, it's a very huge bonus, it's a huge amount of benefit which we are getting.
इंटरनेशनल एक्सपोजर मिलता है और अलग अलग लोगों से मिलने का अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलेगा.
That is your resume gets a big boom that you are selected for a prestigious Dart fellowship.
Okay, Danish, so we have reached to almost an end of this wonderful session with you. मैं आपसे ये जानना चाहूंगा कि आपने अपने लिए आइडेंटिफाई किया है what career you want to pursue later on once you complete your doctorate. So what you thought of doing later on?
So, sir, since I am in the middle part of my PhD, so I am having both the thoughts, going to the industry as well and going to the academia as well. So there's a mix of thoughts whether to go for industry or whether to go for academia. So it will totally depend upon my supervisor as well, because supervisor is an important role in your PhD journey in shaping your career as well. He decides what you have to do in your future. So right now my complete focus is on my research, how I can get maximum amount of results in my research, how can maximum the number of papers published in my research. That's the important thing, and that should be only the matter of concern in your mind or in the mind of a PhD scholar, to maximize his research outputs. That's the only thing, because other things will fall accordingly. Other things will fall accordingly in his way. That's my
right. Fully understood. So जैसे जैसे opportunities आएंगी, you will discuss with your supervisor and take the best call for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, Danish, any message you have for all the students who are listening to you? I'm sure they must have enjoyed fully so far. कोई message आपका उन सारे youngsters के लिए?
Yeah, sir, my message for all the research scholars or all the MTech scholars who want to pursue either or BTech students as well who want to pursue direct PhD, then PMRF and that, then DARD as well. I want to tell them that it is not difficult at all. To get the scholarship, it's not difficult at all. You have to be sincere, you have to be dedicated with your efforts. You give the efforts, you will be selected for all the scholarships. It's not, I know the competition is very high. Competition is very high for PMRF and competition is very high for DARD scholarship, but important is building up your skills, building up your resumes from starting from the BTech itself. Start building your resume, start building your research profile. Eventually you will see how different scholarships will fall in your way. Because I want to mention here is that these scholarships only given on the basis of your resume and on the basis of your skills as well. And finally the DART scholarship, it is given on your research output as well. So better is to invest your time in your research, in your research project as much as possible, and try to bloom your polish your skills. That will help you a lot in your academic journey. That's all I can say that.
Mm. Okay, Danish, it was wonderfully told everything, and I'm very sure इससे students को बहुत ज़्यादा benefit होगा,
Yes, sir.
and about many verticals, many domains which you have explained, ये काफी उनको help करेगा. So at the end, I thank you once again for sparing so much of time today for interaction, and we all here wish you all the very best for your career ahead. And I'm very sure you make your family, your area, your region, your community, your country proud by doing wonderful work abroad. So all the very best for that, Danish.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for giving me this opportunity to sharing my views on these different scholarships and my academic journey.
Thank you.
I was very glad that I met you after seeing your videos and all. I was very glad to meet you, and I was having this opportunity to have an interactive section with you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Danish.